Si comes tienes que lavar tu plato, Firulais. Anda, enjuágalo bien. No me gruñas. A ver, con la esponja eso. Y enjuaga bien que luego deja todo jabonoso. Eso así, muy bien, aunque de malas.
Welcome to the motherfucking we're covering today's top boxing news.
Okay, we'll start with this. Our continued coverage of MVP's recent signings. They've picked up America's own Miranda Reyes. Sports a professional record of 8 wins with 3 losses and 1 draw, 3 knockouts, having never been knocked out in 12 professional bouts. A much better fighter than her record suggests, young, and has been matched pretty tough over the years, explaining the losses. I remember it was in April of last year that young Miranda had inked a promotional pact with Red Owl Boxing. Small, well-to-do promotional outfit. I can only deduce that based on this recent news, she's not with Red Owl anymore since she's signed to MVP.
So that partnership didn't last long.
Last in action in October of last year, opposite the Ring Mexico's own Yolanda Vega, who Miranda decisioned over 8 rounds in what feels like a rehearsal. It being that Yolanda Vega was already signed to MVP. That's the fighter that Holly Holm fought and outboxed in what was her big comeback fight. After that, they put Yolanda in the ring with Miranda Reyes, and I guess what they thought would be a rebound fight for Yolanda, and no dice. Miranda was simply too experienced, too good for Yolandia.
You can't let the losses fool you. She's been in the ring with Caroline Dubois. She's been in the ring with Stephanie Hahn. And while she lost fights to the both of those fighters, those are quality fighters. Those are world champions. That's saying you have to compete at that level to stand a chance against Miranda. And with the proper backing and grooming, Miranda herself might be guided to an alphabet title.
She must have left an impression on Nikisa Badarian and Amanda Serrano, the good people at MVP, that after beating one of their own, they decided to sign her.
Miranda.
They've got her registered as a super featherweight, but she has fought as high as lightweight, as high as 135 pounds. So this is a fighter who can toggle between 130 and 135, what I suggest.
Miranda.
Alicia Baumgartner still holds most of the belts at 130 pounds, but there's not much reason for her to stay there. So upon moving up, what they can do for Miranda is guide her to one of those alphabet titles that Alicia is sure to jettison.
Miranda.
She's a diamond in the rough is what she is. Up until this point, she hasn't had a major promotional outfit behind her, which in many instances is a luxury to put you in the right fights at the right time so you can develop gradually.
Miranda.
That's how I would do it. And so MVP continues to make additions to their already robust stable of Valkyries comprised of the best women boxers from all around the world. Miranda Reyes is now yet another, and congratulations to her.
Hopefully they can get her a fight soon.
And I'll tell you what time.
We're talking about a fight.
Right after, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. Come on now, Wally, don't do that.
Yeah,
don't
you
do
know,
that.
you the one been looking at him all the
do
time,
that.
wishing you was up there.
Don't do that. No, never,
Oh,
never.
you said you
never.
on this level.
I wasn't even
been on that level.
I'm not even
You
supposed
ain't
to
never
be
been
here
no
right
number
now,
one.
and I'm here.
I'm the only one for you to be on the USA team.
Yeah, you wanted to train me.
You couldn't fight your way on.
You wanted to train me. That ain't my fault.
I ain't want to train
USA
you.
Boxing did what they
wait a
did.
minute. What
It's
the hell would I
fine.
want to train you
You
for? And
wanted
I got
to train me.
18 grandsons.
You wanted
And
to
every
train
one
me.
of them
All right,
fight.
Teofimo.
Hey, but they ain't gonna tell you that.
Every one.
Just know that it's you and me. They ain't gonna tell you that. They freaking aired your head up.
That was Teofimo Lopez rubbishing claims of jealousy from Shakur Stevenson's grandfather and coach, Wally Moses.
Jealousy?
I've always sort of felt that Teofimo taking shots at Shakur Stevenson, the way that he has over the years, comes from a form of resentment that can be seen as a form of jealousy, in a manner of speaking, though jealousy by itself is not descriptive enough.
It doesn't tell the whole story.
I recently watched an episode of Ring Champs with Ak and Barack, revealing insights into Shakur Stevenson and Teofimo Lopez's amateur days that give you a better understanding, better look at the dynamic of their relationship over the years.
Take a listen.
Did you guys get along? Were you guys like friendly during these amateur tournaments?
Nah, man, I'll be real with you. I was the geek of the group. I was like the nerd. I was the kid that would make it to those national tournaments, and we would all link up, meet up. Silver Glove Nationals. I seen Edgar when he had the Puerto Rican trunks and the tank top on. Him and his father all the time. Like all these dudes, Shoo, everybody. But like they all had their clique. They all had their group. And they all could say this and that, I ain't from Brooklyn, all that. Nah, bro, like, I didn't get to advance certain times. I would lose certain times. I would lose, like, in the qualifiers and shit like that. I would lose in the quarterfinals. They would get to the semis or the finals, but they still all together.
So you were never part of that clique?
Because I was a loser to them.
Wow. So would they be funny towards you back then and, like, kind of isolate
Yeah, because I was a loser. Who you going to be around a loser for? I make it to them national tournaments. That's what it was, and that's what it is. Damn. But now I'm a winner, and now they gotta get to the other side. And that's how it is, B. That's how I really roll.
So you remember those days?
I ain't gonna forget that. That shit, that's a chip on my shoulder for life. But I treat...
You could hear the pain in Teofimo Lopez's voice as he took a stroll down memory lane, remembering how things were.
Because I was a loser to them.
Saying that he's a winner now, but I noticed the micro flinch in his expression, my expertise in picking up on raw emotion. He may say that he's a winner now, but he doesn't truly believe it.
Maybe he will if he wins this weekend.
Because I was a loser to them.
The backstory for this fight and the pain associated with it runs deeper than what we saw in Teo's fight with Vasyl Lomachenko and wanting to prove himself, his fight with Josh Taylor. He doesn't have the backstory with those fighters that he has with Shakur, who I've always felt he harbored some resentment towards, and now we have a better idea why.
Because I was a loser to them.
Feel sorry for him, if not for my frozen heart. Cunning and calculative nature. I have to stick to the facts. I have to be objective, and objectively speaking, Teo has an inferiority complex.
That doesn't even mean that he's not a good fighter. That means that in his own mind, he doesn't think he's a good fighter. That means he's got imposter syndrome, and he doubts himself.
So confronted with those old memories and that lingering resentment that he's had for Shakur Stevenson.
There is jealousy there, due to how things were in the amateurs and in the paid ranks, that over at Top Rank, Shakur Stevenson, unless I'm mistaken, was getting paid more money than Teofimo Lopez. In spite of all of Teofimo's high-profile victories, Shakur's the one who had the red carpet rolled out for him, and for that...
Because I was a loser to them.
Teofimo resents Shakur Stevenson. Teofimo is jealous of how well he was treated. It's not jealousy for the sake of jealousy, so much as a long history of Shakur being treated better, put on a pedestal that Teofimo wishes he were standing on. It's not single white female jealousy. He doesn't want a gap in his teeth like Shakur's got a gap in his teeth. He doesn't want to be Shakur.
He wants to be treated like he's Shakur. He wants to be treated better.
He wants to be loved.
The pain runs deep, and the energy is high for this fight in the tri-state area. In spite of the frigid temperatures and the incoming nor'easter, they've managed to sell this one out.
The big room at Madison Square Garden.
Certainly a more successful endeavor into the Big Apple for Turki El Al Sheikh than the Times Square show was.
Bitch.
What the hell was that for?
Ultimately, I still have Shakur Stevenson winning the fight. I've struck out quite a few times with Teofimo Lopez. I often bet against him because I know he's got that imposter syndrome, and I know that at some point it's going to rear its ugly head. I believe that point is this weekend.
It's always been a question of when.
Spirited debates here on the channel with members of the panel, some of which are actually backing Teofimo to once again rise to the occasion like he did with Vasyl Lomachenko and like he did with Tosh Jailer,
both of which were injured. Hindsight is 20/20.
It's no fabrication of the mind. It's not my imagination that Vasyl Lomachenko went into that fight with Teofimo with an injured shoulder.
It's no fabrication of the mind. It's not my imagination that not only was Josh Taylor coming off a controversial decision with Jack Catterall, who most people felt beat him, but he also suffered an injury and was out for a year between the Catterall fight and what became the Lopez fight, all of which matters.
I think it does. I've no emotional attachment to either of these fighters. Objectively, I'm going with Shakur, whose base style I don't even like, but it seems to me Shakur's style doesn't do Teofimo's style any favors.
He just knows how to negate he just knows how to manage the distance really well.
Yeah, I wish I had a way to because everybody says that about him. I wish there's a way I could help you guys help us articulate what that means. What could you say then to the fans because every fighter gives him such great accolades on how he's able to manage his distance. What allows a fighter like him to be so good at that?
So I think first and foremost is his feet. He's got really good feet and really good balance. He knows how to step away just enough, but also his upper body movement, like the way he shifts from here to here. That right there, takes away inches, which can make a difference in you getting caught by a shot. So he knows how to move his body, shift his body, and also move his feet.
But he doesn't break his base.
He doesn't break his base, and he's still in punching range to counter. So he's just right here, and right here, boom, 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 and then right, boom, boom, boom.
That was reigning IBF featherweight champion Angelo Leo lavishing praise on Shakur Stevenson's distance control, which is a big weapon, a big factor in this weekend's fight. Teofimo Lopez is a shorter, stumpier guy with shorter arms than Shakur Stevenson. That means that Shakur doesn't need to be close to Teofimo to touch him with punches, but Teofimo needs to be close to Shakur to touch him with his.
They're both quick. They've both got speed.
This being a game of inches, though, I don't think that Teofimo manages the distance better than Shakur Stevenson on the front foot or the back foot.
I don't think it's going to be Teofimo Lopez on the back foot this Saturday.
I think that's going to be Shakur stepping back just enough to stay out of range of Teofimo Lopez's punches while setting him up for punches of his own, counters of his own.
Maintaining a solid base and staying within striking distance, in position to punch, counter-punch.
Shakur is going to pot shot him. Maybe you think that Teofimo is the stronger puncher of the two, and maybe he is, but power in and of itself counts for nothing if you can't land. And Teofimo's power at 140.
It's not exactly Artur better beef.
If what you're thinking is Teofimo can win this fight through strength of arms, he's had much easier targets in front of him that he didn't knock out, that I don't get the sense he will knock out Shakur Stevenson, one of the trickier boxers anywhere at or around these weights. So I've got Shakur. I've got Shakur on points.
Not because I like him, I think he's an asshole. I don't like either of these guys, but styles make fights, and I think Shakur's got the style to beat Teofimo.
In men's cruiserweight news, according to Boxing Kingdom, Jai Opetaia will not be facing Noel Mikaelian in his next fight. The cruiserweight champion's next fight will not be a unification. Boxing King Media can exclusively reveal that Jai Opetaia will not be fighting Noel Mikaelian next. Jai Opetaia, holder of the Ring Magazine and IBF titles at Cruiser, was thought to be facing WBC champion Noel Mikaelian next after the two faced off backstage during Zuffa Boxing's first card last week. Zuffa Boxing had announced the signing of Jai Opetaia just earlier this month. Opetaia famously won his titles after pulling off an upset over reigning champion Mayris Briedis to battle through a broken jaw and win a decision. A violent defense followed in a stoppage over then unbeaten Briton Jordan Thompson before Opetaia was stripped of his IBF title for choosing to fight Ellis Zorro instead of his mandatory. His mandatory happened to be Mayris Briedis. And after Opetaia starched the unbeaten Zorro in one round, he rematched Briedis and won back his IBF title to become a two-time cruiserweight champion in yet another gritty decision that Opetaia toughed out down the stretch. Following this was a stoppage over the tough Jack Macy before Opetaia made a trio of defenses last year, including two chilling knockouts over David Naika and Hussein Sin Cara. As for Noel Mikaelian, he himself fought Mayris Briedis in the 2018 World Boxing Super Series, but lost the decision to the prime Latvian. Since then, though, Mikaelian has fought himself back into title contention and ultimately got a shot at the vacant WBC Cruiserweight title against Lunga Makabu, who he knocked out in 3 rounds. Some complicated business then went on regarding the WBC, but the end result was former champion Badu Jack being made WBC champion again. Mikaelian would fight Jack for the title in May of last year, but came away with a decision loss that was debated by many. A rematch was ordered and Mikaelian made it count by beating the 42-year-old champion to lift the WBC strap once again. A fight between Opetaia and Mikaelian would see two-time cruiserweight champions squaring off in a unification, something that Opetaia has been very open about wanting for quite a while. However, it would appear that Mikaelian is not the opponent Opetaia will be facing in his next fight. It has been revealed that Opetaia's next fight will be against an American fighter. Mikaelian is a German citizen of Armenian birth. And in this fight, Opetaia will be making his American debut. The identity of this American fighter is not currently known, but is set to be announced imminently. In an interview with Boxing King Media, Opetaia stated about his soon-to-be-announced fight, "Yeah, man, I'm pumped for this. I know it's a tough fight. We've been training hard. Let's get it on, man. I'm fucking excited."
So if this story turns out to be true, and Noel isn't next, the way that Zuffa can make up for it is if they get Noel Mikaelian a tune-up fight on their platform to introduce him to an audience that may not be otherwise familiar with him. You get Noel a fight on the same card as Jai. Then you do the fight between them later on in the year.
Is Noel Mikaelian still connected with Don King? Is that still his registered promoter?
I don't really know. He might be, but even if he is, Don King isn't making any money from an Armenian-born, German-based fighter. Noel Mikaelian is not exactly a fan favorite in the United States where he's based out of. You'll make more money renting him out to someone else, someone who can use him, than just holding him hostage in the event that Don is still in the picture.
We don't know that he is. If he's not, then he could be another signee to Zuffa Boxing. He can migrate over there like Jai Opetaia has migrated over there.
It's unfortunate.
Because I think it would have sent a strong message to Zuffa's competitors if they got Jai Opetaia a unification match that Matchroom didn't get him in the 2 years that he fought under that promotional banner. If Zuffa were able to make that happen for him, the danger of not doing that fight next is that Noel Mikaelian could slip away. Maybe he sneaks off to the United Kingdom, has a voluntary title defense against former champion Chris Billum Smith. Or what about targeting the winner of Benavidez versus Zerto?
Noel could lose either of those fights, and if he does, Jai Opetaia could lose his only chance at unifying a title at this weight, because there are not a lot of people in a hurry to fight him.
Things in the sport of boxing happen fast, and it's for that reason you have to strike while the iron is hot and the opportunities are available, because in a short while, they may not be.
So I think it would be a good idea to sign Noel Mikaelian if he's free to sign, so that you can secure that fight for Jai Opetaia and your broadcast partner.
If they're not fighting, then what the fuck was Noel Mikaelian doing at Zuffa to begin with? Why did they have a mock face-off for a fight they weren't even putting together?
Maybe they're going to, and maybe that's why Noel Mikaelian was there. Maybe he was there to iron out a deal with Zuffa. Box for them.
I don't want to speak too soon because the story is still fluid and immaterial. For all we know, we are going to get this fight, just not right away. Noel Mikaelian is the kind of serviceable fighter, albeit not that well known, that Zuffa has been picking up. Some castaways from other promotions and guys that are just on the perimeter of the sport.
Hanging around, not doing very much.
Just having a WBC title by itself doesn't get you money guaranteed. You have to parlay that into some kind of a fight or some kind of a deal. There is an obvious incentive for Noel to not only sign to Zuffa, but box Jai Opetaia.
Yeah, you might lose, but that's the nature of the beast.